what's up? Hello there. What's up, everybody? Of course, welcome to another episode of the Victorious Ones podcast, the place where gaming meets comics, meets sports, meets movies, as well as inspiration. Of course, I'm your host, King Von Jr. You can follow me on social media, on Twitter at /X at Real One King Von Jr. You can follow me on Instagram at Mr. King Von Jr. I'm also the social media producer for the Unpopular Reviews wrestling show Perfect Plex Talk Radio on Mondays, hosted by Mike Knox at 6 p.m. And so, of course, last week, for those that were unaware, I was out on vacation celebrating my birthday. My birthday was actually on July 20th. I should have said on the last episode that I had a birthday coming up. But yeah, that's the reason why I was out. Like I said, for the sake of having a nice getaway out in good old Cali. You know what I mean? City of Angels, if you will. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I had a fantastic time. And I'm going to, like I said, go into that, get my recap when it comes to wrestling, as well as the Summerslam predictions. And, I was kind of contemplating whether to squeeze this time in as well for the Marvel review as well. Kind of wrestling between that as well, either wrestling with that, whether to whether to put this in here or save this for like for an exclusive exclusive episode maybe Friday or something. I don't know how I'm feeling, but yeah, of course there's a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, as far as my birthday, I guess matter of fact, on that Saturday, July 20th, was actually my birthday, and so as far as that, at least for that day in and of itself, like I said, celebrate the whole time. Went to a convention, called T-Con, like T-shirt convention or whatever, and right after that, went to a Cheesecake Factory, had a great time, and of course that following week, I flew out on Tuesday. I flew out to Los Angeles, and it's where I got this really cool Laker hat. I actually got this from Liz before I went out there, but yeah, like I said, great time from Tuesday through Friday, and so so of course while I was out there, and by the way, if you're on YouTube, youtube.com/@VonWrestling Jr. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more great content. But anyway, like I said, of course while I was out there, took some tours. So I landed on Tuesday evening. Landed on Tuesday evening. Just chilled out. Then on Wednesday, I took an Access Hollywood tour. Now, of course, it's not my first time. This was not my first time out in California, obviously because last year I was at WrestleMania 39, which was which was out there as well. Of course, but the thing is, I was just kind of contemplating wrestling with whether to like I say, the thing is whether to have my birthday vacation, like I said, either out in LA or in Dallas. So those are like my top two options. Like those are the main ones I was kind of narrowing down. And so I was like, what? I was kind of deciding what's really like what really feeling the most during this time. But it's just like it's something like a certain spot for me when it comes to California. Like, it's something about that, about the environment, something about that weather, something about just it's in matter of fact, especially in July, it's really chilled out. Whenever there aren't any events, like it's really cool, it's really chill. But at the same time, there's still a lot going on as well. So yes, like I said, as far as on Wednesday, like I said, as far as that Wednesday on Access Hollywood tour, and so of course that that was like I said, Islam, Islam. I obviously I did some shopping while I was out there as well. Got some really cool stuff. Like I said, I also did the Access Hollywood tour, and so like while I was on tour, I got got a whole new whole other like, of Los Angeles that I never really had before. I've been to Disneyland before out there. Like I said, I've as far as that, I've also like matter of fact, my dad and I, when we were out there before, ran into Magic Johnson at TGI Fridays. You know what I mean? So I've had those type of experiences. I've done the Walk of Fame before. You know, like I said, I've done that. You know, each time I go out there, I go to the Walk of Fame anyway. So of course last year WrestleMania, but of course, like this year, it was a little different. Like I said, did the Access Hollywood tour, and so with that, so with that, like I said, we were able to get different glimpses, of Los Angeles, driving to Hollywood Hills, seeing some really like celebrity homes and getting all type of stories behind the scenes stuff. Being able to see, where like see locations where movies were filmed. Like I saw, I actually saw the chapel, the church where they filmed, where they filmed Sister Act, and Sister Act 2 as well. You know what I mean? So like I said, as far as that, like I said, I've seen different celebrity homes, like up on the Hollywood Hills. All kind of different names, you name it. Whether it was Lionel Richie, David Hasselhoff, was Paris Hilton, Katy Perry, I want to say the Kardashians as well. I know Lucille Ball. I even saw her old house. The Osbournes, you name it. Like I said, the Beverly Hills Hotel, and of course, just taking a ride through Beverly Hills, something I ever did before. And so I, of course, to take a picture of the Beverly Hills sign and like the Beverly Hills signs themselves. And so, like I said, just to be, like I said, so just to experience that, it was just on a whole nother level. I said going down Rodeo Drive or whatever, things like that. And like I say, just get into that, just getting that more fine tuned, if you will, sort of like extra Hollywood experience. And so of course it started off like right over on Hollywood and Vine, and ended right there as well. And so of course, like I said, the tour guide was great. And of course, for those that are watching by way of Twitter, please continue to watch. Like I say, please continue. Please share this link. Share this video with everybody. But yeah, like I said, as far as that, I have, like I said, all throughout that time, like I said, like did plenty of shopping, plenty of shopping, ate some, ate some really nice food. Tried In-N-Out Burger for the very first time. I would say, that was pretty impressive. It's my experience. That is, you know what I mean? Like I said, definitely did, did my fair share of shopping. Didn't go completely overboard or whatever. As a matter of fact, I got this Rock sweatshirt. This WWE sweatshirt of Rock that that movie see it on WWE shop like $60 something. I got the thing at Marshall's, super marked down price like $16.99 or something. And like I said that, and also got real cool Lakers shirt, with the skyline of the LA skyline, and whatnot. Like I said, as far as that, but also like I say, just having the experience, like going to like I say, walking down the walk of fame, as along with going to the Hard Rock Cafe out there, and just seeing like I said, the TCL Chinese movie theater. That's what the name of it is. Like I said, Chinese theater. Right next to it the Dolby Theater, which is where the Oscars take place. Like I say, just seeing all the different stars of the Walk of Fame, and took several pictures of them. Like I said, one of Michael Jackson's stars. He has 3 on the Walk of Fame, by the way. Of course, took a picture of that. Mickey Mouse, Rugrats. Disneyland has its own star, obviously. LL Cool J. Several others, and so many different more, like many more. Seeing obviously the rock star, you sound been out there. Investment Man is a star out there, and they said that the most vandalized star, obviously, is the Donald Trump star. I wonder why, but yeah. Anyway, like I said, as far as that, and also one of the really cool things I found out I think it's pretty funny. I've been sharing with people is that my feet are actually bigger than John Wynn's. I was like, I guess that's at least for them I had. It's a little sort of, I guess you say, a Hall of Fame badge on my resume, if you will. But yeah, but yeah, like so overall, like I said that, and like I said, like those things, as well as actually got a tour of SoFi Stadium, which of course was where WrestleMania 39 took place. And so I just wanted to get a chance to see just to see get the full SoFi Stadium, experience since I was out there anyway. And they were all, of course, the fact that they were offering a tour on Booking.com. I was like, hey, why not, right? So I was able to get different details about about the stadium and the way it was built, why it was designed that way to make it look make it look look and feel just like California in and of itself. And so yeah, what I mean, like I said, as far as that, and they said that's the reason why, like I said, they want to make the thing is they want to make sure it's a neutral, balanced environment, so it's not like super biased towards one team because you have two teams playing there, so the Rams and the Chargers, right? Even though the Rams are the only ones, the only team between them that have Super Bowls. And so and the thing is, they're saying, like I said, they wanted to make it, like I said, neutral ground, fair and balanced. That's why you don't see statues of Aaron Donald and Eric Dickerson out there, right? And also also they built it in a way where it'll be earthquake tolerable. So in the event, that happens to be one of one of the famous earthquakes out there, it'll be tolerable at least, and they'll at least have a strong enough foundation where with nothing like nothing like completely, like, or at least it wouldn't completely crumble or whatever. And so of course inside there was palm trees and whatnot, and it's like it's a very California vibe. And also, I want to say that there was some type of like soccer game out there, whatever. Of course, obviously it's the off season at the NFL, so that's the reason why we were able to get on the field. But of course, I was at least able to go into the Rams locker. Take pictures. As a matter of fact, I still have matter of fact, I still have my tour badge with me even right now. You know what I mean? And so as far as that, like I said, it was amazing, an amazing experience. And so like I said, it's something. If you're in the area, it's one of those things I highly recommend as well. Even though I'm not like a programs fan or anything like that, at least I respect the team. I respect the players that players produced. You know what I mean? So as far as that, I even had a Rams sort of like paid a full shirt, if you will. It looked like one of the scenes from the movie. Paid in full that Aaron Donald in the middle as Ace Boogie. It's like, all right, cool. And matter of fact, I saw Aaron Donald's old locker. Of course, now he's retired. They taking everything off. But yeah, like I said, as far as that, and also they said the Chargers side of the stadium is on the west side, and the Rams side of the stadium is on the east side. And just to see how much money that they put into that stadium, it has got to be the most technologically advanced stadium out there in the entire league. And right behind it is the Kia Forum, which is where the Los Angeles Lakers used to play before they moved downtown to the Staples Center, now Crypto.com arena, right? And so, but just as far as that, and then later that evening, I made sure to go to Crypto.com arena, right? Make sure to go there, right outside of it. And as a matter of fact, right outside the arena, they have brand new Kobe statue. And so my goal since they put the statue up, was to go out there and take a picture of it, and take a picture with it, and mission accomplished. As a matter of fact, so after I finished that tour, I took a little break at my hotel, and I put my jersey on. Made sure to go to the crypto.com arena, and take a picture of the statue, and to take a picture in front of it. I was like, all right, great, mission accomplished. And shout out to Fixins down there in downtown LA, hosted from it was owned by Kevin Johnson. Great food. Like I say, as a matter of fact, I finished off with some chicken and waffles. You know what I mean? And so on. But other than that, like so overall, the experience was amazing. It was tremendous, and like I said, I would say it was certainly a vacation, a birthday, very well spent. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, right. As a matter like I said, I flew back in late Friday evening. Pretty much. And so, like I said, very, very late Friday evening, I was going into midnight just about. But yeah, but of course, as a matter of fact, that very next day on Saturday, I went to see a Deadpool Wolverine. Great movie, by the way. Fantastic movie. Like I say, incredible. I'll say that it's been the best out of the trilogy, at least in my estimation. So yeah, as a matter of fact, like I said, so you know what? I was like I said, as a matter of fact, the thing about it was I wasn't too sure if like I said, kind of like back and forth between what I would do. Like I said before, I would release exclusive, separate, sort of like separate, exclusive, separate video, at least video review of the movie, and so, as far as that, and just pretty much I guess just leave the rest of it, and just leave the rest of the show up, pretty much up to my wrestling talk, because the fact that there is a lot of wrestling talk to get into, especially leading into especially leading into SummerSlam, which is going to take place this Saturday, August 3rd, in Cleveland, Ohio. And I know that it is one that, as a matter of fact, I know that this is going to be a Smackdown. I mean, this is going to be it's going to be a SummerSlam that will not disappoint whatsoever. This, right? Okay. Yeah. So so like I said, pretty much. And as a matter of fact, I'm looking at these X views or Twitter views. Like I said, as a matter of fact, I'll say that the majority of the numbers are coming in. So thank you very much for those that are watching by way of Twitter/X. But yeah, like I said, as a matter of fact, along with Deadpool Wolverine, I mean, like it was definitely a very heavy weekend when it came to. Like I said, when it came to that, as well as San Diego Comic-Con, I mean, it's been like I said, it's been the bombshells left and right. Like I said, when it comes to that, and and so like I said, matter of fact, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about doing, I guess doing like sort of like separate review of that away from this. So yeah, like I said, I think it's just because there's so much more, so much more to cover, and so much more to cover with that, and at least I want at least want to carve out some type of like separate time to cover that. To cover that on its own, And so yeah, so of course, like I said, especially when it came to that, when it came to San Diego Comic Con, and I have so many more thoughts um, about that. Like I said, and like I said, I definitely want to touch the topic, but I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna move it towards Friday. But yeah, like I said, other than that, now it is time to go into the now it's time to go to results for the results for Smackdown. And so some of the highlights were Cody Rhodes' appearance. You have LA Knight versus Santos Escobar, Bailey and Meechin versus Tiffany Stratton, and Nia Jackson tag team gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships. And I must say that as big as the SmackDown was, I would say that Raw really, really turned up the momentum, really turned up the heat when it came to this anticipation for this upcoming SummerSlam. More on that later, but yeah, I mean, as far as that, of course, we have LA Knight with Santos Escobar, and the winner of that match is LA Knight, and so of course then we have the Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill promo. Obviously, as they address their desire for a rematch against Aladon and Alpha Fire, and so of course the champs, the champs attack, but of course Bianca and Jade, we're filling off, to end this segment, to end this segment. Where it took longer. I guess where the entrance was longer than the execution. But yeah, like I said, of course we have as Bianca Jade challenge Alpha Fire Aladon for a rematch. And so, and the thing about it is that I think that. Sorry about that. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, but at least my thoughts on this is that, I feel as though the women's tag team titles have kind of been hindered, and so, and the reason why I say that is the champions have hardly been featured, and it's just like they don't have not a lot of they haven't really developed creatively, and so it's kind of like kind of hard to take them seriously, and so at least this really could have been kept for at least for a vignette backstage, and so of course then we have the tag team number one contenders gauntlet match, and so of course we have Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin defeat Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Then we have the Street Profits to defeat Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin. Street Profits going to defeat Pretty Deadly. They also defeat Gallus and Anderson, and finally Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga defeat the Street Profits. And so of course moving on, we have Terrence Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford knocks out Austin Theory, and of course Cody Rhodes speaks about SummerSlam. As a matter of fact, Bud Crawford even gave Cody a chair, and so of course with this, of course Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, called out Terrence Crawford. Of course he really Cody Rhodes a week ago by giving him a steel chair against former tag team champions. And so of course, the arrogance of Grayson Waller's knockout punch from Crawford to Austin Theory, and then of course we continue a bunch of mishaps between tag partners, and of course eventually Theory and Waller are going to end up splitting anyway. And so of course Cody Rhodes got a pre-tape promo where he's going to discuss his upcoming match against Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam, and so of course he also believed that the Bloodline leader, leader wasn't quite ready. So of course, but it's fine. But yeah, so as far as that, like I said, it's great to see celebrities being regular interactive wrestling, involved in wrestling and things like that. So so it's just just a segment that at least they didn't really like serve too much or whatever. But but kind of is what it is. Then we have the tag team match with Bailey and Meechin versus Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. The winners of this match were actually Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. And so of course this is the Friday. It's not quite go home Friday, but but at least getting pretty close enough to it. Now when it comes to Monday Night Raw, this go home show definitely, I would say, I'll say this go home episode of Raw, definitely service purpose, and they chose violence. I mean, from top to bottom, pretty much, from top to bottom, from start to finish. And so, if anything, they did not waste time, whatsoever. As a matter of fact, this episode of Monday Night Raw took place at St. Paul, Minnesota, aka Minneapolis, Minnesota. Of course. So in the beginning, we see a shot of the SummerSlam set being built in the Cleveland Browns Stadium, which is where which where SummerSlam is going to take place. And so we see of course, starting off, they did not waste time with this segment between CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth freaking Rollins. As Rollins delivers the referee instructions to Punk and McIntyre, and he says, "Burn it down." Actually, that was the intro. But yeah, like I said, Seth freaking Rollins makes an entrance to a big ovation, which he dresses in his custom referee gear. And so, of course, Seth is going to referee the match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Michael Cole mentions that other guest referees at SummerSlam, such as Triple H in 2011, Shawn Michaels in 1997, and Jesse the Body Ventura in 1999. So of course that's the other track record of the special guest referees at SummerSlam. And so as far as that, actually, I'm back. I'm back. Actually, Triple H was actually the special guest referee for SummerSlam back in 2013 for the John Cena and Daniel Bryan match, which is where Randy Orton cashed in the briefcase on Daniel Bryan and won the WWE Championship. But anyway, of course, Seth Rollins, St. Paul, Minnesota, says welcome to Monday Night Rollins, and so of course this is where they start singing the Rollins theme, of course, as a chorus, pretty much. Of course, Rollins is a visionary, he's a revolutionary. Seth freaking Rollins, as we all know, the whole cliche, the whole shtick and whatnot, whatever. Seth Rollins thing. And so we saw that SummerSlam. Of course, the address of SummerSlam is only 5 days away, and of course, 5 days away from the highly anticipated contest between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. And of course, they were there that night. Of course, Rollins was out there that night to lay out the rules and regulations for that contest. Of course, without further ado, Rollins suggests they bring out quote unquote those two morons. Of course, this is where CM Punk's music hits, and of course he makes his way to the ring to a huge applause himself. And of course, as Punk takes time to use the ring to greet both sides of the audience on stage, and after he finishes his entrance, Drew McIntyre heads to the ring. And of course, McIntyre has this feeling grin on his face as Punk locks eyes on Drew and watches him each step of the way. And Seth Rollins, being as unimpressed as he is, just leans against the ropes. And you can definitely tell this stuff like sort of like custom-made Seth Rollins referee gear. It's made, made for somebody like him. And of course, the CM Punk chant picks up, and of course, Rollins stands between them and says, obviously, obviously knows that there's a lot of tension between them. Matter of fact, there's tension between all three of them anyway. And of course he says that they're talking about the rules and regulations, but he has to tell them something from Raw John Brown to Adam Pearce. He says that McIntyre and Punk cannot touch each other, or the SummerSlam match is going to be off. Also, if either one of them touches Rollins, the SummerSlam match is going to be off anyway. So it's like a restraining order amongst them anyway. So like I said, and that's pretty typical. Going to a big pay-per-view, like as far especially when it comes to like title, usually when it comes to title matches, things like that. With going to the pay-per-view, PLE, both the opponents, like I said, both of the opponents cannot touch each other. Otherwise, the match is off. So that's nothing new. And so of course McIntyre says Punk doesn't have to be afraid because he can wait until Saturday. The Punk says he's not afraid of anything that McIntyre that Drew can do, that Drew McIntyre can do. So of course Punk is afraid of what he himself will do, and so he says he's taking himself out. He's going to take himself out of the situation. So of course Seth Rollins says he knows Punk is used to being in control and going his own way, but he says that's not how this is going to work. He says that's not how SummerSlam is going to work. So of course Rollins himself volunteered to be the referee for the match because as he likes to call them idiots, scared of all the referees. And so of course Rollins can take off his referee shirt, give it to Adam Pearce, and call the whole thing off. However, of course Seth wants to see the two of them fight. Everybody wants to see them fight. McIntyre wants this fight. People in Minnesota want to see this fight. So, also Punk wants to fight. It's always been said, if Punk wants to fight, you better get back in the ring. So of course, CM Punk calls Seth Rollins a bootlicking office boy. Of course, he tells Rollins to enjoy that power. The power is the referee. The referee while he can. And so of course he definitely tells Rollins to ignore Punk, and of course McIntyre Rollins, don't always get along, don't always like each other, but at least their relationship their rivalry is professional. And so but other than that, obviously there's a lot of bad blood between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, especially when it comes to Seth Rollins and CM Punk. And so of course Rollins says that McIntyre is an idiot, says many things go wrong in his life, but he's right that if anyone he's CM Punk more than McIntyre, it's him. And so of course they definitely had that one thing in common. It's kind of like that. It's that everybody hates Chris, like everybody hates Punk. Well, of course, even though they didn't say that directly, but at least it's kind of like the way I worded it. What I mean? So as far as that, of course, like obviously, McIntyre and Punk was just going off to a shouting match, and so of course Rollins was able to get them to shut up, and so you can get to the rules and regulations of what was going to be, as you call it, a very violent masterpiece at SummerSlam. And so Rollins says there's only one rule regulation, is that they will listen to everything they get to say, and that he's the one who calls the shots, that he's the boss, that he is the law for this match, and he counts to three when he wants to count to three. And of course that tap out when he says. And then Punk laughs and says there's a count out to be had. Who knows? You might count 10, 20, or a million. Disqualifications are the referee's discretion. If either one of them gets out of line or it's a problem what he has to say, he's not a referee that they can push around. So Seth Rollins so of course what Rollins says he can definitely put their heads in the dirt, whenever he has to, when he has to. So if he has to get dirty, then he'll go and do it. Rollins, of course, CM Punk says he hopes he referees better than he dresses. So of course, neither one of them were ever shy of, any zingers, if you will. And so of course he doesn't believe Seth Rollins because he believes that he's a liar. He said if he plans on screwing him on Saturday, screwing him out of the match on Saturday, he can't do anything about it. He says the one thing he doesn't want Seth to do is give help. and so it's out. So if anything, like if anything, like I said, this Monday before SummerSlam got off to a fiery hot start. You know what I mean? Um, Man, just so much stuff's packed into this segment. And, it's just like just too much to handle. But yeah, other than that, too much to really get into. But yeah, of course after that we have the Judgment Day Clubhouse, Rhea Ripley, Jerry Dominic Mysterio, and World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD McDonough are staying in the Judgment Day Clubhouse, which of course has been destroyed. Carlito comes in, he's not happy with the PlayStation. Was destroyed. Wow. For the PlayStation as well. Of course, Rey Mysterio. Of course, Dominic Wonders, did it, and then, of course, Rhea Ripley. You saw that the writing was on the wall. It was Liv Morgan that did it. So of course, they could rebuild the clubhouse, but Morgan cannot undo the damage. She'll do her. She'll do her at SummerSlam, and so of course, she stepped over the line, went too far. Carlito comes up and asks her to get a new PlayStation. Of course, so of course, Dominic leads him away. Rhea wants to know why Carlito's still around, and but yeah, but of course, I mean, these as a matter of fact, that promo that vignette that Liv Morgan cut was, I mean, that was on a whole nother level. So I know I've called her Mid Morgan before, but there was absolutely nothing mid about the promo that she cut, where she burned, where she burned the Judgment Day shirt, and so I mean, they're absolutely choosing violence, and I mean, it's like, man, like I said, they definitely took this to a whole nother level. So it gives me even more, like I said, just to see the go home show. Usually, go home show can be the make or break, and I will say that this go home episode of Raw gave me so much more excitement. When it comes to SummerSlam, and so of course the commentators go over the events for SummerSlam weekend in Cleveland, as of course all kicks off on Friday, which of course is Smackdown go home show. And of course we see World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD Bobblehead are still in the damaged clubhouse. It was Rhea Ripley, Carlito, and Jerry Dominic, which is going through the damage, and of course Damian Priest comes in and asks if Liv Morgan did it. They all confirm that it was her, and of course Damian turns to Finn and says he feels like he should be in his corner against Gunther tonight. And of course, Finn tells him to save himself for SummerSlam. Obviously, as Priest is going to defend his championship against the ring general anyway, and so of course the balance says that Gunther insulted them all, and of course was going to take matters in his own hands and get his revenge. And so of course so of course Finn Balor brings up Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, and Damian says they've already handled them, doesn't want to go backwards with that. And so of course Rhea says she's been saying the same thing, and of course Dirty Dominic's suggestion says maybe Carlito can take care of Sami Zayn, and Carlito says that he's going to talk to Adam Pearce about that. And of course we have a tag team match with Otis and Akira Tozawa with Maxine Dupree versus the Creed brothers, and of course accompanied by Chad Gable. And so, of course, the winner is by pinfall, the Creed brothers. I will say that one of the highlights was to see Maxine Dupree finally slap Chad Gable, which she rightfully deserved anyway. Just because how toxic and how manipulative he is. And of course, also after the match, we finally got to see the Wyatt Six be unmasked. And I say that this is a walking horror movie, that they're a walking horror movie. That's exactly what they are. So of course, when it comes to Raw, we go back to the Judgment Day Clubhouse. Well, actually, no, let me backtrack. The Y6 completely destroyed Chad Gable and the Free Brothers. And so, of course, Chad was confronted by Uncle Howdy, and he ran away. But of course, like I said, back to the Judgment Day clubhouse. It's Dirty Dom. That's Carlito Adam Pierce. And so Carlito says it's official, and the match was made. So this is usually what Adam Pierce does anyway, make matches, right? And of course, Carlito says that that Dom will face Sami Zayn later on the night. And so, of course, it says that Dom can handle Sammy, and then Carlito can handle Jey Uso personally. And so of course, Rhea being the leader, tells Carlito to clean up the mess. And so of course, of course, there's a replay where it shows Pete Dunne attacking Sheamus at the match with Big Bronson Reed. And of course, Bronson Reed take advantage of crush Sheamus with the tsunami. And of course, last week on Raw, Sheamus attacked Bronson Reed and Pete Dunne before they could even have a match. And of course, we have the Sheamus versus Bronson rematch. That's winner by pinfall, Big Bronson Reed. And as a matter of fact, last week on Raw, Gunther called Damian Priest street trash. And of course, that led to Damian Priest coming to the ring and letting out his inner Bronx and punching Gunther right in the face. If anything, that's well deserved. Whether you're heel or face. People have a tendency to forget that that Damian Priest is from the Bronx, which has a very large Puerto Rican demographic. You know what I mean? So of course, of course, they definitely doubled down on this class warfare thing between Priest and Gunther. So of course, we also see a video where Damian Priest says there was a lot of talk about his past, especially how he was raised and lived on the street. And so he says that all that talk's coming from a guy who has no idea what he's talking about. And then he brought the fact that Gunther was getting the best training team, and people told him how great he was. That Gunther has no heart. That street trash, translates to Priest as being a Puerto Rican. Gunther is a European product of ingenuity, which translates to Gunther being an a-hole. His WWE ring was supposed to be, of course, Damian Priest says that it's supposed to be a place of salvation. So the SummerSlam, the ring will become the street. And so because the street, Priest says that Gunther's going to get mugged because of Rob Moore, the idea that he can take away the World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Damian Priest is far for everything he has. Now he's going to die for everything he has. So of course, Damian Priest concludes and says, welcome to my neighborhood, General. And so I was like, okay, all right. So like I said, if anything, this is definitely taking SummerSlam to a whole new level. With a promo like that, with a clapback for him saying, "Welcome to my neighborhood, General." Like, all right now, like if anything, class warfare is really kicked into high gear. This was the class warfare match, if you will. Street versus the Silver Stone. And of course, in the ring, we see main event Jey Uso head to the ring. Right after that, he's going to end up facing Carlito. And so of course, there was also a preview interviews with CM Punk and Damian Priest. The countdown to SummerSlam show on Saturday, and we also see that the Braun Breaker, saying that he was not there to talk about Sami Zayn, and the things he said he doesn't even dislike Sami. So that Zayn's at the top of his game in profession. He also takes a jab and says as a stand-up comment. And Money in the Bank thought he was facing a stand-up comment. It was a rookie mistake, but it made him realize the difference between them. That Zayn has already accepted the fact that he's going to lose SummerSlam. There's nowhere for Sami to run. And of course, he says that Sami's preparing for life after WWE and Braun Breaker. So Sami Zayn and friends promoted every week. As Zayn tells jokes for his preparation, Breaker's been in the gym, hungry and training like a dog. And so, so of course, meanwhile they're showing the vignette of Braun Breaker training and just getting ready to scare it up for champion. It was a Saturday. He said, of course, Saturday. Braun said the joke is on Zayn. And of course, the new champion is going to be Braun Breaker. Of course, I'm going to give my predictions pretty soon. And of course, you have main event Jey Uso versus Carlito. And the winner of this match by pinfall is main event Jey Uso. And so of course, we see Jackie Redmond backstage with Zelina Vega. And of course, she mentions that Vega defeated Zoe Stark despite not being 100% last week. And so, of course, Vega said she was lucky that Kaden Carter was on chance to buy Valkyria watching back because Team 4 didn't want to give her a chance. So I like calling the Stud Patrol. Stud Patrol, wouldn't give her a chance. And so, of course, they know that Zelina's a threat. Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark going to her. Stark says it took 3 other women to beat her. Vega attacks him, but they quickly overwhelm her. They hold Vega's arm against the wall. And Baszler kicks her arm hard. She's known for kicking people's arms and hands, whatever. Just ask Nia Jax. Anyway, so of course, the referees and WWE officials quickly break them up. And and of course, we go to the trainer's room where they check on Zelina's arm. And of course, Captain Kelly's also backstage with Liz. This is going to host SummerSlam on Saturday. He calls Cleveland in his house. R-Truth walks over and is excited. The WWE's bring back. He thinks that Miz is in there, bring back in your house. Typical R-Truth humor, anyway. So once R-Truth thought he lived in Los Angeles before, when how Miz would host SummerSlam in the house, just typical R-Truth jokes anyway. But like saying just R-Truth, R-Truth, if you will. Then we have Xavier Woods versus Karrion Kross with the Final Testament, Office of Pain. Came and Razor with Scarlett and Paul Ellering. Just Xavier was by himself, especially because of the fact that Kofi Kingston got injured. And the winner by pinfall, of course, is Karrion Kross. The Final Testament stands over Xavier Woods, celebrates, and I don't know what their deal is as far as just targeting Xavier. I don't know, it's a big deal, big story is between them, whatever. But of course, also WWE showed footage of earlier that day. We saw Hall of Famer, former Governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura live in the arena, and he was greeted by Triple H. So Jesse Ventura is a Minnesota legend. Of course, shout out to Jesse Ventura. For his many contributions when it comes to wrestling, and just the way that he's been. Whether he's going out his way to be an advocate for his fellow wrestlers in many different ways, and more ways than one. And so he's definitely one of the original Hogan haters anyway. So there you go. Anyway, but of course Jackie Redmond asked Sami Zayn about what Braun Breaker said. So of course Sami said that Breaker's criticizing. Of course, the comedy show, but he did that. The night before Money in the Bank, and still beat Braun anyway. He says that says that Braun underestimated him. He says just underestimated him. But of course, Breaker was taking every opportunity to attack him. We see he even had a nice moment with Jey Uso. Of course, Breaker speared him with that, and of course, Sami Zayn. He was going to take things way more seriously when it comes to Braun Breaker as far as SummerSlam is concerned. So here's right here. Matter of fact, speaking to Liv Morgan, Liv Morgan segment with them yet. We see Liv Morgan stand in front of a burning barrel. It's hard to have your heart break out. She says that she could barely breathe. She would have done anything for Dominic. She put him on a pedestal and treated him like a man that she thought he was. Dominic isn't a man; he's Rhea's little. Of course, this is where Liv Morgan threw the photo and some T-shirts in the fire, and she says that she wishes that she could take back every tear she wasted on him. Instead, she said that she'll make his life hell. I was like, wow. Saturday she'll complete the Liv Morgan revenge tour by defeating Rhea Ripley, leaving Dominic with the weight of his neck of his precious mom. She says she should be standing in the ring with her arm raised as she hears those 3 little words: Women's World Champion. And And then she finishes and says, "Watch me." And funny enough, Dominic's face is shown on the WWE truck right behind her. And then we have a non-title match between Sami Zayn and Dirty Dom. And of course, the winner by disqualification, Sami Zayn. And then, of course, we see a commercial of the DLC pack for WWE 2K24. If anything, it's American. If anything, I'm certainly looking forward. Certainly looking forward to the new the new Pat McAfee DLC pack. And I was like, all right, yes, I'm definitely looking forward to this. It's pretty fun. It's pretty entertaining anyway. And of course, we see Ripley says that Morgan wants to burn and break things that don't belong to her. Then Morgan wants to be the victim in a revenge tour fantasy, but that's all it is, a fantasy. Rhea says this Saturday, SummerSlam revenge tour is going to come to an end. There's no more running, no more hiding, no manipulating. And Morgan thought that Rhea was brutal last time after she attacked her shoulder. That was after being warned to stay out of her business. Morgan not only took 3 months of her career by injuring her shoulder, but she also took a championship for the family. Early Latino heat. Morgan wants Ripley to be the demon in her fantasy dream. At SummerSlam, Ripley will get her revenge. His words, all while holding a black rose. We also see a 6-woman tag team match with Valkyria, Ty Chance, Kane Carter versus the Stud Patrol, Sonya Deville, Shane Baszler, and Zoe Stark. Winners of this match, the Stud Patrol. So yeah, so as far as that, and we also see in the main event, we have Gunther versus Finn Balor. The winner of that match, the ring general Gunther. And then, as far as Tuesday night, last night, NXT hosted the Great American Bash. So, going to Great American Bash Week 1, if you will, as they say. So here are the results. Quick rundown. Great night, by the way, especially with that women's tag team championship match. Union of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Metaphor, Lash Legend, and Jakar Jackson. And so Metaphor has grown by leaps and bounds, especially Lash Legend. As a matter of fact, I'm just full disclosure, I was definitely rooting for them. And Lash Legend's definitely absolute powerhouse. I mean, we've already seen that with what she did with Otis, but it's just, I was like, man, but I was just like, at one point, felt like momentum was definitely on their side. But of course, they found a way to isolate Jakar Jackson for the finish move, the Evil Touch, to seal the victory. And the winners of that match are still women's tag team champions, like I said, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. It just doesn't sit right with me because I was looking forward to seeing, Lash Jakar defend against Bianca and Jade. I mean, it's written right there. Then we have the Heritage Cup match between Tony D'Angelo versus Tavian Heights. So, of course, the winner of 2-1 is Tony D'Angelo to retain the Heritage Cup. Then we have Cedric Alexander versus Brooks Jensen. Winner by pinfall is Cedric Alexander. And of course, you have Joe Hendry's live concert, which was interrupted by the Gallus brothers. Then we have Jada Parker versus Kendall Gray. The winner of that match by pinfall, none other than Jada Parker. Of course, we have Lola Vice, Silverwood, and Carmen Petrovic versus Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix. The winners of this match, Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix. Of course, they defeat Lola Vice, Silverwood, and Carmen Petrovic by pinfall. And finally, the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. But anyway, like I said, and finally, the NXT Women's Tag Team NXT Women's Championship match. NXT Women's Championship match, Roxanne Perez versus Thea Hale. And the winner of this match by pinfall, Roxanne Perez. Overall, I was very impressed. And as a matter of fact, this is just week 1, and week 2 is next week. So, like I said, it's a very solid showing. As usual, Shawn Michaels stepping his game up when it comes to the way he's been booking NXT. So as far as that, so I will say, something like this. Now it's time to. Matter of fact, now is of course now it's time to go on to my predictions as far as SummerSlam. We have the undisputed WWE Championship match with Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. My prediction is that the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes will retain the NXT Championship. As far as the Women's World Championship, it's going to be a tough one. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. It's a hard one. There's a part of me that wants to say Rhea, but I have a really bad feeling that Dom is going to do her really, really dirty. And if it turns out the way I think it's going to be as far as Dom the swerve, then Liv's going to see Liv retain the other championship. Then we have Damon Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. So King Gunther, I would say that he's going to the ring general is going to end up becoming a new World Heavyweight Champion. Just because he has so much momentum as he can in the ring, he already had the longest reigning. He's also the longest reigning IC champion in WWE history. So that type of pedigree on the side, I don't see him. I don't see him taking an L like that. Especially since Damon Priest hasn't really been moving the needle as a world champion like that. So I'm going to go with the ring general, to pick up the W. Then, and of course, that further adds to the friction within the Judgment Day. Then we have CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. I'm actually going to go with Drew McIntyre. As much as I like CM Punk more than I like Drew, I think Drew needs his W even more. So in the end, I think that this match is going to take a trip back to SummerSlam '97. We saw Shawn Michaels as a guest referee for Bret Hart versus Undertaker. And so in the match, Shawn's emotions got the best of him, and he ended up striking Undertaker when he was trying to attack Bret. And so of course Shawn was liking the count for Bret. So it's just like history could repeat itself. Rollins going to end up getting pushed to the edge by McIntyre, only actually knock out Punk. But of course, Seth's going to end up doing his job and counting the pin for Drew. So the winner of that match, Drew McIntyre. Nia Jax versus Bayley for the Women's Championship. I think because of her momentum as the Queen of the Ring, I might have to go. Have to go with Queen Nia to become the new WWE Women's Champion. Logan Paul versus LA Knight. I'm actually going for LA Knight in this one. It's about time that they win the championship anyway. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. I'm looking at a new Intercontinental Champion in Braun Breaker. So those are my predictions for SummerSlam 2024. So this is definitely, a ride that we will not forget. So, go into this real quick. As a matter of fact, let me check these comments out real quick. Play the winners. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to the audience. While at the same time, I'm also reading some of the predictions and just going over my rundown. So anyway, so if anything that's my rundown for SmackDown, Raw, NXT / Great American Bash. As far as a birthday recap, SummerSlam build up, as well as my SummerSlam predictions, and so yeah, that's about it. So one of the things that if anything, one of the things that we like to do is give birthday shout outs as well. And so, so I know that kind of like been out for a whole week, but I'm going to at least make up for that. So, um, I mean, like I said, so if anything, I'm going to briefly give a recap. So, of course, on July 22nd, Shawn Michaels turned 59. Thunder Rosa turned 38. Music legend Keith Sweat turned 63. Keyshawn Johnson, on July 22nd, Keyshawn Johnson turned 52. July 23rd, Gary Payton turned 56. Marlon Wayans turned 52. Barry Bonds turned 60 on July 24th. J-Lo turned 55. July 25th, Walter Payton turned 70. July 25th, Kadeem Hardison turned 59. July 26th, Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones turned 81. All right. July 27th, Triple H turned 55. And the same day, Dolph Ziggler turned 44. Young Dolph turned 39. Of course, on July 29th, Scott Steiner turned 62. Of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger turned 77 on July 30th. Of course, Lawrence Fishburne turned 63 that day. Vivica Fox turned 60 on July 30th. Wesley Snipes turns 62 on July 31st. Devon Dudley turns 52 on August 1st. So those are so of course so as far as the birthdays, so of course those that's a recap of the birthdays of this week and the ones that I missed because I was out. So sorry about that, but of course the thing about it is that, like I said, that was my birthday recap. And of course, one more thing before I go out, before I close, I would like to give a word of wisdom, is that in order for God to bless you, He has to trust you and see that you can be disciplined and handle and pass His discipline test. So of course you're victorious because greater is He that's in you than he that's in the world. When you put God in first place, you don't have to worry about being in last place. Please make sure, of course, to listen to this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, watch on YouTube, wherever else that you can download podcasts and watch it. Like I said, once again, you're victorious because greater is He that's in you than he that's in the world. So of course, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. And of course, and may this day be the very best day of your life. Have a great night.